Hey, YouTube, Skajaramas here. Before we move on to this little one-shot reading, just want to let you all know I've finished that audiobook contract. Those of you who've been following my Patreon would know that I finished that towards the end of last month, and I've been waiting for payment. Still hasn't come through, but I think I've waited long enough to bring you guys new content, so this little reading will be a freebie, so to speak. You'll all get it at the same time as those on Patreon, no extended wait period. Might do that with one or two other chapters from the other things I'm working on. We'll see. Depends on how things pan out. But for now, just enjoy this little story on me. So with that said, I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy the story. Have fun. Twiggles the Bunny in Twilight's Castle by Skijarama with assistance from Tom 117Z. There was once a bunny, but we'll get to that later. Twilight Sparkle scrutinized the mirror portal that would take her to CHS with a harsh, calculating, and all too focused gaze. "Why isn't it working?" she mumbled to herself, trotting up to it and poking the glass surface, which remained woefully flat and totally unresponsive. She had been planning on going to visit Sunset and her other friends over there since, supposedly, her other self was off in another part of the country for the week, family vacation or something. That had been the plan. But now the plan was to scratch her head and ponder the mirror relentlessly. It had been working fine last time she had hopped over, although granted, she was only there for about 10 minutes before sprinting back through, and that was several months ago. Only 10 minutes due to the fact that a very bespectacled version of herself almost fainted at the sight. That was a weird day. A Saturday, of all days. "Spike? Any idea why the mirror portal isn't working?" Twilight called out over her shoulder. "I'm washing teacups," Spike called back in annoyance. "Trixie went overboard again." A voice shouted from the depths of the dungeon. She would only be there until she calmed down. Maybe. If the owners of the building were feeling merciful. Twilight rolled her eyes. "Go figure. Okay. Let me see." She looked it over once more, then narrowed her eyes as the problem became perfectly clear. Sunset's journal, which had been used to link the two portals at all times, was not in its place. It must have fallen out when Twilight bolted back through. The portal on her end had wobbled a bit when she did that. "Spike!" "What?" Spike was beginning to sound annoyed. "Do you know where Sunset's journal is?" Twilight asked, looking around the room for the runaway booklet. "Is it with the checklist detailing journal entries?" "I checked. Only the checklist on checking checklists was there." "Then no, I don't know." "Why are we shouting across the castle?" "I don't know!" Twilight huffed, rolled her eyes, and looked around again. She spotted her target a moment later. The leather-bound brown tome sitting under one edge of the mirror. She remembered she needed to keep the portal from tipping over when she came back through. A piece of the base had been bent out of line by her sudden and jarring departure, so the book was good enough for holding the thing steady until she could fix it. "Yeah, no time like the present." Twilight pulled the book out from under the mirror with her magic, holding the now wobbly construct stable before carefully bending the misaligned base back into position. Roughly. Without looking, she put the book back into the slot and stepped back to make sure it was working. The mirror hummed to magical life, and the glass rippled slightly. Smiling triumphantly, Twilight looked over her shoulder. "Got it working, Spike!" "'Kay, have fun!" Twilight nodded, got on her hind legs, and awkwardly wobbled to the mirror. "Now, do you remember that bunny?" "Yeah." Came the high-pitched squeal of a small, fuzzy creature with lavender fur, huge floppy ears, whiskers, and an enormous pair of big front teeth. Twilight's eyes widened as the projectile collided with her chest and sent both of them spiraling to the floor, the mirror wobbling in place and the book falling out of its position.
What? Where? Why?
The creature exclaimed in a scarily familiar, if a little bit squeakier voice.
I was in the portal, but then wham! I'm here now, and where's my carrot?
Twilight looked down and saw that the creature was her, sort of. It looked eerily like her, but smaller and fuzzier. It was basically her if she was bunny, horn and wings and all. Twilight's face fell into one of realization and utter horror. The book in the mirror portal's power slot wasn't Sunset's book. It was a book all about bunnies that happened to look vaguely like Sunset's book. Bunny anatomy, psychology, biology, and all sorts of other stuff like that. She borrowed it from Fluttershy a ways back and never bothered to return it.
I misplaced the book and found and put it back, and oh, sweet Twiggles, I used the wrong book!
Spike? Yeah? What's today? Saturday?
Well, shit.
The bunny Twilight had a carrot now. She found it in the fridge, since apparently she left hers behind by accident. She also took it without asking. Twilight was not very happy. Understandable, given the panicking squeaks and chitters that the bunny Twilight was making as she hopped and bounced all over the castle, thoroughly eluding the combined efforts of Spike and Twilight to find her. And who the hey was Twiggles? The bunny had mentioned her at least 600 or 700 times by now in her frantic, non-punctuated slew of screams and words. The way she said it was almost like how Pony said, "Oh dear Celestia," but no, it couldn't be, surely? Twilight was knocked from her thoughts by an abrupt knocking on the door. Now forever scarred by the mental image of a bunny version of Princess Celestia, she bit her lower lip and trotted for the door.
Spike, see if you can find a carrot and lure our, guest out with it, would you? I'm gonna get the door.
Spike merely let out an alarmed cry of surprise, a pot shattering somewhere in the castle nearby him.
Thanks, Spike.
When she came to the door, she breathed in and out deeply multiple times before pulling the door open. Carrot Top stood on the other end, a friendly smile on her face.
Hello, Princess Twilight. I was wondering if I could talk to you about something. Sure. Is it urgent? Now's really not the best time.
Twilight said with her legitimate smile quickly becoming fake as another item fell over and broke somewhere in the castle behind her.
Are you okay?
Carrot asked.
Never better. Why would I not be okay? I'm fine. Totally fine, I'm fine. Nah.
Twilight was about as convincing as Pinkie Pie's efforts to once convince Maud that Lyra Heartstrings was a rock shaped like Lyra Heartstrings. Twilight's smile cracked as a lavender projectile shot by her at the speed of Crazy Bunny.
Youch!
Carrot Top yelped in pain as the bunny bit into her flank. The bunny retracted and stuck her tongue out in disgust.
Ew! That's not a carrot.
She looked around for a moment.
There!
She then leaped from Carrot's butt and began to hop away in the direction of Carrot Top's farm at frightening speeds.
What was that?
The farmer inquired nervously, rubbing her now bruising cutie mark with a hoof. Twilight's eye twitched.
There seem to be a lot of Saturdays lately. Tone shift in his weird double chrysalis dreams. Maud going full-on party animal on us. This is my life now.
Carrot looked at Twilight in confusion.
Huh? Nothing. But you may want to go and defend your home. I get the feeling it's under siege.
Twilight said, watching her bunny self hop up onto a rooftop before launching at the carrot farm.
What?
Carrot screamed out before turning and galloping for her farm.
No! My life's work!
Twilight watched her go. She then pulled a stray scrap of parchment and a quill from inside the castle with her magic, labeling it Checklist, things to make Princess Celestia do before the week is over. She made only one item on the new checklist: Outlaw Saturdays. War. War never changes. That is, until you start fighting it with a bunny princess from a different dimension and your enemy happens to be a carrot farm. Applejack simply smiled at the swiftly failing carrot farm from her position on a nearby hill. Ha! A rival removed from the picture. Dirt was swiftly cascaded into the air as Bunny Twilight, who seemed to become a drill, Pinkie Pie style, extracted a large amount of carrots from the soil. Carrot Top already had a large stick ready for the bunny.
Bad bunny! Bad!
The farmer screeched and chased after the hapless alternate Twilight.
I'm sorry, I just don't know where I am and I eat carrots when I hyperventilate!
Twilight strode up to Applejack's side dejectedly.
Hey,
she mumbled out drowsily. Hi. Saturday? Applejack greeted, still smirking victoriously at the imminent downfall of Carrot Top's farm.
Yeah.
Problems with the mirror portal? Twilight just nodded tiredly. Need any help?
Can you talk down raving, lunatic bunny versions of myself?
Applejack thought for a moment and then asked, There's more than one of you?
No.
Twilight shook her head.
Don't be coy, you know what I mean.
Applejack pondered this for several seconds and then shrugged. On second thoughts, you're on your own this time.
Oh my, what's happening?
A gentle voice asked as the beating of wings signified the arrival of a certain yellow Pegasus. Howdy, Fluttershy! Applejack greeted a little too cheerfully. Come on, watch Carrot Top get her just desserts with me. Carrots are better than apples, my left hoof.
Oh my, what happened?
Fluttershy's hooves flew up to her face at the dust cloud swiftly forming around the farm. Twilight simply pointed towards the ongoing chaos. Bunny Twilight was running frantically away from an incensed Carrot Top while apologizing profusely. Not that any pony could really understand the rapid onslaught of hyperventilation. Fluttershy, however, seemed to brighten up immensely at the sight.
Oh my gosh!
Fluttershy squeaked.
So cute!
Twilight weakly looked up at the Pegasus, who was prancing on all four hooves.
Fluttershy, that's me. Oh, Twilight, I didn't realize you had a bunny twin.
Fluttershy looked at Twilight with a small apologetic frown.
What? No!
Twilight exclaimed with a stamp of her hoof.
Ah, she's me from another world. Kind of like that strange human with the glasses I told you all about. Oh, she's still cute.
Twilight's eye twitched just a little more.
Oh, but she's in trouble. One moment.
Like a mare on a mission, Fluttershy stomped towards the frantic bunny and earth pony, both of whom immediately stopped upon being caught in her glare. A glare Bunny Twilight seemed to know all too well.
Bunny Shy?
Bunny Twilight cautiously called out. Fluttershy didn't even react to the odd name.
You two should both be ashamed of yourselves,
she said calmly but sternly.
Carrot Top, do you feel at all big and clever, trying to hurt such a poor, innocent bunny?
Carrot Top tried to report, but seemed to shrink under her stare.
No, ma'am.
Fluttershy nodded and then turned back to the alternate Princess of Friendship.
And you, do you think it's nice to take some ponies' hard work without asking first? Now, say sorry to one another, right now. Yes, I'm sorry,
Bunny Twilight quickly said, handing over a few remaining carrots. Boo! Applejack howled in disapproval at the ceasefire from the hill. Rip off!
Yeah, I guess.
Carrot Top sighed.
I'm sorry for hitting you with the stick of doom.
Bunny Twilight blinked.
Wait, stick of doom? Yeah, it's catchy.
With that resolved, Fluttershy's gentle smile returned.
All right then. Now, are you okay, Twilight? Twilight?
The bunny's nose twitched. Now that she had calmed down, the pieces were coming together.
My name is Twiggles.
In the background, Twilight's face hit the ground.
So we both mucked something up then?
Twiggles asked Twilight before nibbling on a carrot provided by Fluttershy. They all sat around the yellow Pegasus's coffee table in her cottage.
Looks like it,
Twilight replied with a frown.
We both made a mistake with our portals, and the end result was, well, you popping over here. I used the book on bunnies, and you used the book on ponies. Okay, then. Do you know where the book you need is? If we find that, I can go home and we can all forget this ever happened.
Twiggles suggested before Fluttershy cut in.
Actually, I wouldn't mind if we kept the portal open for a little while.
Twilight blinked at her friend quizzically.
Fluttershy, you want to go over there, don't you? Yes.
The Pegasus blushed lightly.
I just want to see all of the adorable little bunnies.
Angel Bunny stuck his tongue out at Fluttershy and blew with a glare on his face. He then went back to reading his book.
Okay, I guess we can do that,
Twiggles said with a smile.
Considering that both our worlds have roughly the same amount of magic by the looks of it, there shouldn't be too much of a hiccup in our worlds if there's some communication. And besides, I'd love to learn more about this place.
Wait, Twilight halted the conversation.
You were trying to get to your Sunset Shimmer, right? Her name is Bunset Snuggles, but yes,
Twiggles corrected. Twilight gave her a deadpan glare.
Right. Well, what's your version of Earth like? You know, the humans?
Twiggles seemed a little confused.
Humans? I was visiting the world of the dinosaurs.
Forget I asked, Twilight said almost instantly. She blew out an exasperated sigh and shook her head.
Jeesh. Well, I need to go find Sunset's journal. It could be anywhere, and I don't even know where to start looking. Oh, well, Angel Bunny brought this book home with him earlier. I thought it looked familiar,
Fluttershy said before pointing to the little white bunny. Twilight's eye twitched yet again as Fluttershy gestured towards a very unremorseful Angel, who was reading Sunset Shimmer's journal intently.
Oh, you little shit!
Saturdays were not outlawed, much to Twilight's despair. The end.